All right, everyone. Welcome back to Scott on the Rocks, where we make signature-themed and classy cocktails for all your party needs all year long. This is one of our signature drinks, so this is one that I came up with. I'm proud of it. It's really fun. If you like old fashions, this is kind of like an old-fashioned twist with a little bit a different flavor profile than a usual old-fashioned, which is whiskey and orange from the bitters. This is going to be like a lemon honey old-fashioned. It's kind of unique like that. But it's basically the same process of an old fashioned. So we're gonna make this. We've got some friends here that want this drink. They've been dying for this signature drink, so we're gonna go ahead and make it for them. There we go. That's the spirit. All right, old fashions. Fun history about the old fashioned. Back in the 1800s, this was the whiskey cocktail. They would make it by just adding sugar, water, bitters, and whiskey. That was an old fashioned, but it wasn't called the old fashioned. It was called the whiskey cocktail. And then what happened over time is people would start adding in things like different types of bitters, different types of fruits, different types of flavors. And so at a certain point, it became like, what is the whiskey cocktail? No one knows. And so if you wanted the original, you would say, well, just give it to me the old-fashioned way. And that's how we got the term old-fashioned. So we're going to do the same structure of an old-fashioned, but we're going to use some different ingredients. First things first, old-fashioned starts with sugar and water or simple syrup. You can make your own simple syrup and add in about like half an ounce if you like it less sweet, an ounce if you like it more sweet, and 3/4 of an ounce if you want kind of like right in the middle there. I don't like to add simple syrup to my old fashions. I like to do it the old fashioned way. By taking a sugar cube, throwing it in my cocktail. I'm going to use a shaker, but I'm not actually going to shake anything. Never shake an old fashioned. So you got your sugar in there. I'm going to add in just about half an ounce of water. Go here to my bar cart and grab my muddler here. And then you're just gonna muddle this up. Just break it down. Don't dissolve the sugar yet, because we have one more ingredient to add to this before we dissolve it. But I wanna get the sugar just swirling a little bit. Great. Now what I'm gonna do, in an old fashioned, you would see they would use Angostura bitters, or some will use like an orange bitter, some will use what's called a cocktail bitter, cocktail spice bitter. That's fine, any of those will work. We're gonna use a lemon bitter. So I got this brand the other day, Bitter Truth Lemon Bitters. I've never had it before. I'm very curious if it's any good. So we've got sugar and water in there. And the sugar, I just broke the cube down a little bit, didn't dissolve anything. We're gonna throw in, they call for 2 dashes of bitters. I like mine a little more flavor heavy, so I'm gonna throw in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. And then you're gonna muddle this up to mostly dissolve the sugar. You want just a little bit of grain in there. So we're just muddling it up, breaking down the sugar, dissolving most of it. The reason why you want a little bit of grain left in there is that sugar is going to sit at the bottom of your drink because of the density of the sugar. So it's going to sit at the bottom, and as you sip an old fashioned, it's going to be strong at first, and when you get to that last sip, it's going to be really sweet. And that's a really nice way to drink an old fashioned. Gives you this kind of closing sip, which is really nice. We've got this muddled up. You can hear a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that at all. If you can't, just trust me, you can hear that there's a few grains left in there. That's about it for that. Next, we're gonna add in our whiskey. So an old fashioned, you'd add either a rye whiskey or a bourbon. A lot of people like bourbon for their old fashioned. I'm more of a rye whiskey kind of guy. But for this is a unique twist on it. We're using lemon bitters, and we're gonna use a honey whiskey. We're actually gonna use Irish mist. Now this is different than, say, like Tennessee honey, which is like a honey whiskey. This is actually Irish whiskey. So you'll find this in your alcohol, like your liquor stores. You'll find it in the whiskey section, not in the liqueur section. But it's Irish whiskey, and then you add in honey liqueur. So it's very nice. It's what, I think 35% alcohol. So it's a little heavy alcohol-wise, but it's got a nice sweet honey taste to it. We're gonna put in 2 ounces of that. I got my measuring jigger here. 2 ounces, there's 1, groovy. 1 more ounce for good measure. That was a measuring pun. Really into puns lately. All right, so we're all good there. Would probably be important to add in my ice. And like I said, we're not gonna shake. You never shake an old fashioned, but you do add enough ice. And then we're gonna give this a good stir for about 20 rotations. And obviously I'm not counting, so I don't know, this is probably like 20 or 30 rotations. But you're not trying to dilute the water at all. You're not trying to like melt the ice at all, which is what you would be doing if you shook it. You're just trying to chill your ingredients. So we've got these ingredients going: honey, lemon, whiskey, sugar, really unique flavor profile. That's a good amount of stirs. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a strainer. You can use any type of strainer. I'm just using this basic one here. And grab a rocks glass. I actually, while that's chilling for just a second more, I got this glass online at a website called Bespoke Post. It's really cool because the way it sits, it lets you swirl your drink, and that's just wild. Now this adds nothing to the cocktail, but it's a very fun investment. Check out Bespoke Post. They're a cool website. They do some really, they have some really cool boxes that you can order each month. This comes with one of the boxes. All right, so go ahead and strain this right in here. I like those colors. I like how this is looking. You're probably not gonna be able to see any sugar. I mean, most of the sugar probably dissolved, but there's a few like very small grains that you will taste at the bottom of your drink. Now, the most important part of an old fashioned, actually, I don't know if any of that's true. I don't know if it's the most important part at all, but a very important part of an old fashioned is the citrus peel that you use. And what you're actually doing when you see a cocktail mixologist or bartender doing this, what they're doing is they are releasing the oils from this citrus peel right here into the drink, and that oil is gonna sit right on top. And it's really important because that adds so much to the flavor. So we're gonna squeeze this in. It's just gonna release a little bit of oils. You probably can't see what's actually happening, but you can kind of hear it. And we're just gonna release a little more oils here. Now, if you use a real lemon, we're using these like small, I don't even know what these are called, Myers lemons? I don't know, they're the tiny lemons that you get in a big bag from the produce section. If you use a real lemon, it's gonna be a lot easier to release these oils. That's okay. So then, once you've done that, take your lemon rind or lemon peel and just rub it around the edge here so that as you're sipping it, you also get that flavor. Toss it in, because we're using these fancy cups. Give it a little twirl, let those flavors kind of mix around. And that right there, our friends, is the Nothing Special. Put that up there for you. Nothing Special, one of our signature drinks at Scott on the Rocks. Give it a try. Of course, please drink responsibly. Be responsible, be safe, but have fun. Check us out on Instagram, Scott on the Rocks. Check us out on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube, and check us out at scottontherocks.com. Have a good night, everyone.